Greetings, everyone. Today on the 1911 Syndicate, we are going to look if gear in it of itself can make you a faster, more accurate shooter. We are going to do that by putting head-to-head a Glock 17, stock, mind you, with a $4,500 Fowler Vanta 9 with a $9,000 Infinity open gun. We're going to run a series of drills, and then to cap it off, we are going to talk a little bit about what makes an open gun an open gun. Stick around to find out.
Ready? Stand by.
Okay, everyone, before we get into it, quick thank you to Ciguera Gear for sponsoring the video today. Look at that bad boy.
All the belts.
Now that one has Velcro on it.
This one, yeah.
Because you can throw something on top of that.
I can throw a battle belt.
Which is called the Battle Wagon. They've got a Gen 2 of that out now that's treated with the stuff that makes it better for night vision, IR signature, stuff like that. We've done a couple reviews on Ciguera. We will put links to those below so you can go check them out. If you like what you see, hey, consider ordering one. If not, no big deal. There's a code. It is 1911 Syndicate. It's all lowercase, no spaces. That saves you 10% off. Helps you out, helps them out, helps us out. Win-win, my friend. This is win-win situation.
Yep.
And now you got to put that belt back on.
It's all right. I'm almost done.
All right, so let's talk about the basic fundamentals of what we are going to do here. 3 vastly different price pistols. The span here is going from basically a $500 gun.
$500-$600.
Yeah,
right?
to a like $9,000-$10,000 gun.
Yeah.
Within the middle, which is a hard category to find stuff, right? About a $4,500 Fowler Vanta 9, right? The Glock is going to be completely stock. The Fowler is a standard Fowler, and then the Infinities are basically all custom guns, but this one will be an open gun, and we're going to talk again a little bit about kind of what makes these things so crazy, because I've only ever shot an open gun indoors for about 3 range, and the concussion was like
3 rounds.
Yeah, 3 rounds.
Indoor range for 3 rounds.
Yeah, and at a small indoor space, you're all set.
It's gonna ring your bell.
Yeah, you're all set after that. So what we're gonna do? So we're gonna run 3 drills. We're gonna start with a bill drill, right? Standard, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Track, hits and time on each of the platforms. Then we will go into a stage. We'll run a stage that will be behind us here, and then we'll wrap it up with a with dot torture.
Oh, cool.
And we'll show you guys what that target looks like. But it's a good drill.
Yeah,
it's a good drill. We've done it on the channel before, and it's a really good thing to work on. So we will reset, and then we will pick up with the bill drill.
Cool. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to start with Glock 17. So what Chris will do, he will be up here. He's going to punch out, go to work. We'll track time and hit.
6 rounds, correct?
Yep,
Okay.
6 rounds. Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by.
All alphas.
Okay, so 168 total time, so that no one thinks we're full of shit. And then we can see all A-zone hits. So clean. We can share the target. So I haven't shot a Glock in legit probably a year. Certainly not a stock one. So with iron sights, fuck, bro.
All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
Shooter ready?
Yeah, sure.
Stand by. 252 is the time, and then let's go check target.
Target's clean.
It is. I mean,
Clearly a mash pattern.
yeah.
Clear leftward mash there, but clean target 252.
Okay.
Okay. So
I beat you by a whole second.
yeah, you used to be a Glock guy. Not a whole second, first of all. Yeah, good?
Yeah.
Okay, so now on the Fowler Vanta 9, same drill.
Okay.
Shooter ready. Yep. Stand by. I thought it was going to be faster. 132. It felt a lot faster than your Glock. What was your Glock? 158?
168
Yeah, something like that. So anyway, 132. So a markable increase.
with 1 Charlie.
And there is 1 Charlie you can clearly see on the cardboard.
So same thing, 6 rounds, right? Bill drill, but now on the Fowler Vanta 9. Shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by. We're at 2.01.
Okay, so shaved about a half second for me.
Check target. All alphas. Good job.
So immediately performance gain.
Noticeable for you.
Yeah, for both of us.
Well, I was still kind of slow on both, but now let's do the
Open gun. Let's see what that thing looks. I haven't even shot that. So okay, up next is the Infinity open gun under the bill drill. I will stay behind Chris, and we will discuss why I'm doing that later. Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by. 135. I think that's marginally slower than you actually were on the
Glock?
20. No, not the Glock. On the Fowler, I think. Okay. You all alphas or one Charlie there?
I probably got a Charlie.
One Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can see ready for the violence.
All right, shooter ready?
Yeah.
Stand by.
This all went to
Boom. All right,
All right, I gotta adjust my grip on this thing, so it's gonna be a little janky.
shooter ready? Stand by.
Well, 5's gonna be what we get, because this is take 2. So, it's a 5-round bill drill. It's Bill's brother's drill. It's kind of like Bill.
Oh, okay. You're at a 159
Yeah.
with 5 shots. You want to try again?
No. I would have been around probably 1.8. And there's 2 Charlies.
Okay.
So I'm struggling on this.
So
right
you're
now.
just quitting?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not doing it a third time. We got other shit we gotta do today.
Okay. You want to show target?
Target.
You don't really
Ironically,
need to.
ironically, I think my least good target.
All right, shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Can't believe he's standing.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
the target, Gianni?
0.13 splits, 166. You want to go again?
Yeah.
I want
Try hitting the target.
I want my gun. You know,
I could have done that.
Grandmaster ready? 121. 0.13 splits.
6 shots?
that was 5.
This is 5.
Yeah, your time's gonna be better when you don't shoot all the targets, right?
Stand by.
Oh no! I
Yeah, it looked like Adrian
can compete
a little
with
bad,
that.
and it wasn't that bad.
Huh.
Are you ready? Stand by.
There's no hammer. It's a striker fire gun, but the hammer's down. So what was the time on that?
1953.
53. I'm just calling out how many misses there are. That's all. Back of 2. I'm saying if it's outside of A zone, I'm calling it as a miss. So 2 misses, clean. 3 misses total. Clean. Okay, so 3 misses, and the time was 1953.
$17.08.
Okay, that's an improvement. Let's see how many hit or misses. All right, 1. Okay, I defer up to an RO.
Usually you need 20 bucks out when you
Call it
that's a true alpha.
One, clean. Okay, so 1 miss and time was
17.08.
better. Boy, this is actually kind of interesting, to tell you the truth. Wow, the fastest time.
Good job, Jake.
That's shocking. 1, I'm also getting better at this stage. This stage is starting to feel a lot better.
Good job, Jake.
So one down, 2 down. So 2 down in 16 what? Versus 1 down at 17. I mean, you're like, okay, this is virtually, in my scoring system, 2 down at 16 or 1 down at 17 is essentially the same shit.
Yeah.
Right? Interesting. Guys, we'll be back to the video momentarily. If you're looking for ways to support the channel, you can go to 1911syndicate.com. The 1911 Syndicate is a real estate company. For those of you that don't know, we've actually got agents here in Texas and Florida and Vegas and California. Not that we advise anyone actually move there. And then there's Patreon. If you guys want to essentially just give us money, that is fine. That's no problem with us. You get some behind the scenes content, swag giveaways, all kinds of cool private classes, all kinds of cool stuff. Check that out. We'll have it linked below. Shooter ready.
Yep.
Dot drill. Here we go.
Is that the worst dot torture I've ever done?
If you hit a dot, that's fine.
Holy
like you can
shit.
actually shoot the dot. Like they're meant to be shot.
That was the worst I've done in a long time.
I mean, I don't even know if they would count that as a hit, to be honest.
They would have broke the line.
It's, yeah.
I got 1.
So 4.9 with maybe 1 hit.
So now we have the Fowler Vanta 9
Yeah,
Okay.
with the dot also.
with a
which-
dot.
shockingly, that was faster than the Glock because it didn't feel fast, but 4.39 and all hits.
All in, acceptable.
Yep, all
Okay.
in.
So now we have the $9,000 Infinity open gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I ran my fastest stage with, mind you.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by.
Through that last one.
Threw the shit out of the last one, 280, so by far the
By
fastest
far.
time.
By far.
And while you have one miss, even factoring in basic scoring, it would still be a faster time. But that last one's just kind of a flub.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a flub.
Yep.
Okay, so what can we devise from our little series of tests that we've done here?
I think for $500 you get $500 worth of performance. For
Yep.
$4,500 you get $4,500, and for $9 you get $9.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, the open gun, we'll talk about that with Brandon Strayer next, but that is certainly an acquired sort of taste. This is a purpose-built, very specific thing, and we'll get into that next. But, you know, it's interesting because on my run on the stage, Glock, obviously, I sucked the most. Fowler, I did good. Open gun, I had my fastest time by about a second, but I had one extra miss, which is, you know, just shooter error. But it's like, truthfully, raw fastest time, I was with that.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
It would take a lot to get used to, and people on camera or in the comments are going to be like, why is that interesting? It makes sense. But does it?
You know, you also got to factor in, one, we never shoot open guns ever. And this also has a dot that's way higher mounted. So it's like there are some things to get used to there.
38 Super, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess with that said, why don't we go ahead and dive into a little bit about the open guns? Okay, so Brandon's back on the channel. Brandon Strayer, as in Strayer and Voight. So let's talk about open guns. Like, this is a very trippy, bizarre thing the first time you shoot it, or even see it for that matter. And there's so much going on that's so different, including the ammo. So, I mean, what do we got here? Like, what the hell is an open gun?
Open gun. So
Why, I guess.
Yeah. With everything in racing, the goal is to go faster with higher horsepower.
Sure.
Okay. So higher horsepower is the major power factor.
Okay.
So that's that 124 super comp round going 1,300 feet per second plus. That's kind of the area that we live in for USPSA IPSC format. And what you have I have this power factor. How can I manage this power factor to perform as accurately and as quickly as possible? Okay, and so you get there with porting and compensators. So the porting and the compensators do two things. There's high pressure gas coming out, there's low pressure gas coming out of a compensator, and our design takes advantage of both.
Can I back up one sec?
Okay.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I'm going to put something in dummy terms because you can tell me if I'm wrong here. So when we talk power factor, if we put this in for non-competition shooters, which is probably the majority of our audience, are we talking simply more powerful ammo?
So power factor is you take the mass of the projectile, multiply it by the velocity, subtract out those zeros. Okay, and that'll give you your power factor.
Right.
So easily, just round numbers. A 147 going 1,000 feet per second, you're at 147 power factor.
Easy.
Okay.
So so that's easy. So we just have a minimum. So we want everybody to play by the same rules in terms of felt recoil. Okay, we can play with powders, we can play with projectile weights. That's all your own personal recipe that produces the best performance for you. Everybody has their personal opinions on what works best for them. You can even go 9mm for that sense. You won't see any of my open guns, preferably in 9mm, because super comp, you have case volume, slower burning powder, more gas to work all these ports and compensator because we're reloading at this point. So we choose very slow burning powder, no ports. You want a quick snappy recoil, fast burning powder, the opposite spectrum.
Gotcha.
So open guns are very specific to you want a very slow burning powder, so you have a lot of gas to work it, but it also leaves the battery in the barrel in battery longer. So the barrel doesn't want to unlock. So it's pushing down on the muzzle, forcing the gun to slowly cycle. Yeah. This gun has a 7-pound recoil spring, but yet it's shooting 45 ACP style power factor. The reason being, this is a slide brake. The compensator has effectively bent the slide, creating a load on the front of the muzzle to slow the slide and make it make it cycle the way it does. But the open gun cycle in about 600ths of a second.
Versus what?
Still
my
very
gun.
fast.
Say my gun.
I-
My 5-inch.
generally,
My 5-inch.
generally in 1911, you're going to see cycle in the 7 to 9.
Wow. Okay.
So you're shaving maybe 15-20% off.
You try to get it to cycle as fast as possible, and you do that by either limiting stroke, reducing slide mass. We talked earlier this morning about changing materials. I've made titanium slide pistols. And then the dot moves more. So there is a mass that's ideal. There's a mass to the slide. There's a mass to the comp. There's a titanium comp. Okay? You don't want mass
Also, the
out.
comp is titanium.
Comp is titanium.
Okay.
You stick a big heavy
It's
steel comp out
heavy
there,
as
you
hell.
can't transition the pistol quickly.
Yeah.
But why would you not want an aluminum compensator? Your aluminum compensator lasts 5,000
Yeah, it's
rounds
not
and
gonna
then it's
hold up.
toast.
Yeah.
So there's aluminum comp guns out there, and there's one in this magazine that's blue right now on a Beretta, and not real. The titanium's the way to go.
Yeah.
So it'll hold up long term. We've always done titanium compensators on our pistols. But muzzle mass is kind of a personal preference. This is a little longer, what we call our Bianchi extended dust cover frame. But we can shorten up the frame, whatever the weight distribution is specific to that application. You can see the long rear lightning cut here, getting mass out of the back of the slide. So there's the weight, the porting configuration, how fast the slide moves, the recoil spring weight. Your hammer spring is also a function of how fast the slide moves. That adds to the performance. So when you want to talk race gun, this is very fine-tuned. The original IMM Open stands for Infinity Modified Masterpiece. We call this slide length modified. It's not a government length slide, it's a modified length slide. It's a half-inch shorter, but it has a government length stroke.
Yeah.
So it's key for
I
long loads.
understand that. Yes.
Key for long loads. But
I like
There's
long
been-
loads.
38 Super Cop and 45 are the same length.
Perfect.
Perfect. It's a 45 base gun. This little 9mm round.
Yeah.
We change a lot of stuff to make it reliable on 9mm.
Okay.
If closer we get back to the 250, 1.250, 45 John Browning design, the better off we are in terms of reliability with the pistols.
Well, and then the kind of the trippy thing going for like guys like us, a frame mounted optic, like obviously the optic doesn't move. Well, I mean, I guess it moves, but not reciprocating movement.
Yeah.
Which
tracking.
and also being taller.
tracking.
You know,
Tracking. So a lot of people will pick up an open gun. They immediately go, the dot's on top, and I can't point shoot it now, because you'll always look over the sights here, and you'll just.
Sure.
You can point shoot these. You just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
And then
Just like
then,
anything.
just getting used to the point shoot, but getting the dot on a frame mount and as far back as possible to the pivot point, the diode moves as little as possible, so you can track that rise and fall. Because by the time that dot's falling back into the alpha, they've already fired the next shot.
Sure.
If you're a good shooter.
Sure.
Okay. So being able to fire on the transition, being able to shoot on the recoil, that's the difference between or a C-class shooter and a grandmaster in the sport.
The trippiest thing about that is, I mean,
The concussion.
It's a violent shooting experience.
Well, the concussion, the violence is associated with is the volume of powder.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9x25 Dylan, you may not have heard of it. We used to be popular. We used to run 15 grains of powder in a pistol cartridge. So it's like, this is the little AR-15 cartridge now.
Yeah.
But it was a 10mm case, neck down to 9. So they would do that. So large volume of powder to work all this. The whole gun would rattle apart because of the energy involved.
Yeah.
But the idea is more powder, more concussion, keeps this gun flat.
Yeah.
So if
you
you
need that in order for the comp to actually do its job.
You can shoot 180 power factor, but as long as the gun just does this straight back at you, you can anticipate where that dot's going to be. The next shot is going to be side by side.
Sure.
It's the vertical, but you can't anticipate where the dot's going to return to.
Interesting, man. Yeah, it's such a purpose-built tool. You go, okay, a guy like me who recreationally shoots, you go, well, you don't really no reason I need an open gun for anything. Like, just go get yourself a good workhorse 2011. But I guess in competition world, hey, it's a different ball game. Like
you can't put these two in the same division.
No.
That's the big thing here, especially this
Minor,
weekend.
major, correct?
Well, even if I stuck a comp on this or put ports in it, you'd have a hell of a time competing with this style of pistol. This is just so much further advanced with a frame-mounted optic versus a slide-mounted optic, compensator and porting versus just a porting or a little baby comp like you see on some of the carry stuff. But this is much race cost ineffective as possible.
Yeah.
That's your tool.
it. Hell yeah.
So if there's a Formula One Mercedes, this is my game.
Okay. Cool.
All right, cool. With that said, we will go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Final thank you to FLP, the boys over there.
Firearms Legal Protection, our concealed carry sponsor, if you will, right? Concealed carry insurance sponsor, I should say.
Yeah, don't shoot people is one
Correct.
piece of advice.
Or get in any altercation that is legally justified, because they will cover you. If I, beat someone to death with this, then if it's legally justified, they're going to cover it. And they'll clean up the mess.
Yeah.
So they have a bunch of different plans, guys, for single men. I have a married plan where my wife is also covered. I also have the plan where if I travel, I'm covered in that state as long as it's legal.
Yeah. Well, I got that plan too. I just don't have the family version.
Oh.
I travel. I do shit.
Oh, really?
I'm in Texas right now, dog.
Sorry.
Do you see mountains? There ain't no mountains here. This ain't Utah.
But FLP has been great. If you guys carry a gun for concealed, carry protection, you guys should carry insurance as well.
Code's
There you
19.
go.
Yeah, code's 1911 saves you about 30% off the service. We'll have it linked below. Check it out. That said, guys, have a great rest of the week. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.